of spirit. So there have been many themes. I've been meditating on this topic for some time because I thought I was doing it and I wasn't, but it was there. Light. Then our light will spring forth. In our meditation this morning, Spirit guided me to see each and every one of you as a crystalline light being. That there's a light shining through your third eye, and that this light is going out into the world. As we begin to live these truths, to commit to them, to commit to the discipline of them, we become lighter. Our energetic body is not as stagnant and dense, and we start to become channels, clear light, lightweight vehicles for the light of God. Because all of these thought forms coagulate around you. And if they don't create disease, they create discord in your world. I have lived this. A stagnation of vibration. You can love everyone, you can be giving to everyone, you can be a nice and a good person, but your life, your inner life, will be a mess. Because what are you planting in your consciousness? What thought seeds are you planting in the garden of your mind? Healing was another theme. When you are aligned with who you are, using your God-given power consciously, everything that you touch, everything that you do, how you vibrate, what you manifest will be healing, a vibration of infinite love and order, divine peace. You will be a healing balm to everyone. Your presence will change an environment because you're awake. Light, healing, abundance. I am stunned by what Raleigh read. In meditation last night, I said to Spirit, I've been saying to my spiritual coach, I don't want to be a false prophet. I know that's a strong word, but it came through. And she said, what do you mean? I know what you mean. I said, someone who speaks this, but who doesn't live it. Someone who tells a group of people to meditate and pray, but who doesn't meditate and pray. Someone who tells people not to be worried and to be of good cheer, but who is worried all the time and not of good cheer most of the time. A false prophet. Many, many, many people become ministers and healers and teachers, and they love regurgitating this. It's a high. It's a high to come here every Sunday, to be with you, to see all these smiles, to be in connection. People live longer. They stay happy, to eat all that good food that Karen and everyone else, all the little fairies and invisible people who give of that as service. It's a high. It was my high for the longest time. It was my drug. This is a really good drug because it doesn't mess you up too much. You don't look like a heroin addict. You don't look crazy. It's not obvious. But this can be a drug if you're not applying it, if you're not living it. So as Raleigh read, there was a line about how when you are in lack, you will it's an inner vibration, you will sabotage your own life. So last night I was digging up the regrets of the past and going, wow, I have so many. I said, God, you want me to tell them that story? About how I messed up? And Spirit was like, yeah, and I thought, woo. So I will start with, Spirit has been trying to get me to be famous for a long time. But I have resisted. I've messed up royally. So about 15, probably closer to 20 years ago, I was blessed to be working in an environment where I met the boyfriend of a woman who had become nationally well known as a singer. She was quite famous. I don't want to give names, but I'll give a certain name. She was quite famous, and she was let go from one record deal, and she was looking for an agent, management, and another record company to carry her. She had been on the music awards. She was quite a celebrity. I would call her a B level. She wasn't Madonna, but she was up there. She had a few albums and some hits. I happened to meet her boyfriend, who I told I was a singer, and I auditioned for her, and she was having a showcase. And she was going to show her new music to, guess who? Prince, who was looking for artists on his Paisley record company. I forget what it was called. Was it the Beret? Strawberry Beret?
Strawberry Beret.
Something like that.
Raspberry.
Whatever, Paisley
Raspberry.
Park, Raspberry, Paisley Park Records or something like that. So,
Fruit.
here I was, this opportunity. Prince was coming to Boston. He was going to be at this showcase to look at this woman, and if she was signed by him, I could then also be one of her backup singers and then go off to who knows. Spirit was trying to airlift me out of here. But Martine constantly, I don't even know how I attracted it. I think it was divine grace to even attract the opportunity. Actually, Spirit is saying to me, my vibration, I loved humanity. So I would give out a lot of light to people. Light, help, counsel, listen to their problems, advice, positive thinking, but I wasn't doing it myself. So I was having a 50-50 manifestation. I was planting seeds of love, thought seeds of love for everyone else, but not for myself. I was really good at that, for everyone else, but not for myself. So that gets you a 50-50 manifestation, because you are the reflection of the Most High. You are God in this body. So how can you not love yourself? So the 50-50, so success, or what Spirit was trying to do through me, could not work because I did not recognize who I am. And so I rehearsed with this woman for about 2 months. Every time I went to rehearsals, I would be getting there in panic. I wasn't good enough. My singing wasn't good enough. I'll never be good enough. I'd show up and perform, but I'd be a mess getting there. Like if rehearsal was on Friday, from Monday through Friday, I was rehearsing in my mind how I wasn't good enough. It would never get better. I could not be a success. Why am I bothering singing? On and on and on and on. Paralyzed with fear. But I also have like a social anxiety that I want to appear like it's okay. Like everything's going on. I got this. So I would show up like I got this, but the coagulation of thought forms in my vibration was of lack. I was sabotaging myself. I rehearsed 2 months with the band, with everyone. The night before the showcase, I decided I was racked with fear, had an anxiety attack, and I didn't go. I was a no-show. Calls, where are you? What happened? You were supposed to be there. I did it in an instant. I wasn't even conscious of what I had done. I just didn't go. I never sat here and thought, I've missed this opportunity. How could I do that to myself? I was so deep in the darkness of scarcity and self-loathing that I could not even be consciously aware of what I had done to myself and to others. That is how dark I was, in consciousness, in my mind. Now, in this society, that's called depression, that's called anxiety. I could go to a therapist for 30 years. Because we are not awakened to the truth that we are spiritual beings having a human human experience and that we co-create our lives, the world will tell you you're depressed, your childhood was, traumatic, so there's dysfunction, so you're just acting that out. No, I was creating a negative outcome, a negative reality by staying in lack about who I am. Seeing myself as less than, seeing myself as unworthy, and pushing away my good energetically. Not even standing up to take the opportunity. Not even dying trying. Not even going for it. This is what we will do when we stay blind, deaf and dumb to who we are. And when we plant thought seeds of lack, scarcity, fear, dis-ease, doubt, and worry. I created a mess that exploded in me the night before, and I could not see clearly. I couldn't see, and there was a wall there, and nothing that anyone could say or do would have stopped me from destroying my own life. When you are in the darkness of your negativity, you will not be able to see the light. You won't be able to see it. You won't be able to know or access the good. And Spirit said to me, and I said, I'm so embarrassed, God. How in the heck can I share that one? And Spirit said to me, because every single person in this room that you speak to has something like that, an experience where they have pushed away their good. They pushed it away. It wasn't taken from them, from the jealous so-and-so. It wasn't a mishap. When they look back at themselves and their lives, they will see one or several experiences whereby the right of consciousness, thought, consciousness, they pushed away their good. It was coming towards them, and then suddenly it was gone. And I did not sing for years. I stopped singing completely. I wasn't a singer. I was trying to be. You can't do that, Martine. The voice, the lies. You can't be that. You know you're not good enough. So I even just stopped telling people that I sang. I'd meet singers and they'd be talking about a tour or something that they did, and I just wouldn't even mention it. But I was dying inside. I was dying inside. I was dying to my, to my God self. I wasn't allowing myself to shine, to be who I am, to allow the gifts and the talents that have been implanted in each single one of us to come forth. Those who have much, much will be given. Those who have zero, a lot will be taken away. You'll be -1, -0, 0, 0, and on we go. These thought forms coagulate around our body. Spirit said to me, admonish them, what are you planting in the garden of your mind? What thought seeds are you planting? So I feel as though the sermon, the talk was already given, but I will share what I was guided to write and reflect upon. The seed, the seed. The soil of your mind says yes to any and all types of thought seeds that you plant. It says yes to all thought seeds that you plant. An unattended mind, number uno here, my mind was unattended and ran rapid with craziness, can create havoc for you because your mind is amazingly receptive to whatever suggestions may be dropped into it. My constant reinforcement that I wasn't good enough, that I wasn't a good singer, why was I faking it? Why was I even bothering to show up? Created havoc and discord and destruction, destroyed an opportunity. Spirit was like, here's the vehicle. I'm not saying I would have sang for Prince, but I'm just saying it might have taken me somewhere else other than the makeup counter at Saks Fifth Avenue in Boston for many years. And then I thought that the problem was life. I thought that I was a victim. No, the problem was in my thinking. The problem was how I blocked my good constantly and would not get out of my own way. But by God's grace, we are all seated here. By God's grace, we've been led to these principles and to these practices and to these truths. By God's benevolent love, we have a key. We must use it. Some people don't even know this key exists. We can change this planet by practicing and using these tools daily. Speak good into your life. Plant seeds that will flourish. The subconscious mind says yes to all the seeds planted, positive or otherwise. That was Ernest Holmes. Joseph Murphy says, an excellent way to get acquainted with the two functions of your mind is to look at your mind as a garden. You are a gardener, and you are planting seed thoughts in your subconscious mind all day long, based on your habitual thinking. You're planting seeds all day long based on your habitual thinking. That's what Spirit wanted me to shake us up about today. What is your habitual thinking? Not the high that we get from getting this drug in the arm every Sunday. What are you thinking all day long, all week long, monthly? And as we go into winter which is symbolic of rest and hibernation, be aware. What is hibernating in your consciousness? What have you planted that's going to, in French, mijoter, stew, in your consciousness that will pop up in the spring? What are you planting in the darkness? The darkness can be divine comfort and rebirth. It's the womb, but it also can be the tomb. You can also not resurrect when the spring comes because you've done enough damage that you just destroy it all. Of course, we know there is no death, but we can experience a lot of death and destruction and hell right here, in here, every day. What have you planted that is going to rest in your consciousness to spring forth in the springtime? And yes, even though there'll be less light, there is the light of God. This is Advent. Prepare ye the way for the light of God to illuminate your consciousness. Prepare. What are you thinking? What are you planting? Are you using the tool of prayer and affirmation? Are you meditating? Are you washing yourself clean from the dust and debris of this world, from the messaging of this world? Or are you co-signing? Are you taking it in, turning off the TV, and not programming at night what you want? It doesn't have to be long. Wealth, health, over and over as you're sleeping. Peace, prosperity, abundant creativity. Say a word as you're falling asleep, even 5 minutes of deliberate creation, co-creation can miraculously change your life. That's what happened to me. And so now I say yes. Sometimes my voice is scratchy, sometimes I don't practice, but I say yes to every opportunity to sing, because God placed something within me, a talent, a desire. I say yes. And when I don't think I can do it, God in and through me sings. God in and through me speaks. God in and through me, whatever it is that you need. We are not alone. We must ask and it shall be given. Ask and it shall be given. I'll finish by reading a few. Our Bible, the Christian Bible, is filled with admonishments around thinking. And there is a beautiful in Philippians, which is considered the epistle of joy. So if you want to read something that's transcendent in the Christian Bible, the book of Philippians is the epistle of joy. It's one of the books that the word joy is used over and over again. It's quite transcendent, and it will uplift your heart and your mind. And in Philippians, chapter 4, verse 6, it says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God." Affirmative thoughts are prayers. Let Spirit, God, divine intelligence know your request, your desires for your life by speaking these desires as affirmative truths in your mind with your words and your thoughts. I am, I can, I have. Do not conform, in Romans 12, verse 2, do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, and then you will be able to test and prove what God's will is. God's will for us is abundance, peace, happiness, health, joy, vitality, inexhaustible everything. That is God's divine will for us. Finally, in Philippians 4, verse 8, finally, brothers and sisters, whatsoever is noble, whatsoever is right, whatsoever is pure, whatsoever is lovely, whatsoever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think on such things, and it will be given. And so it is.
So it is. Amen.